Are you ready? Are you good with this? Do you like your light? Okay.
You have
Look
to
right
stay.
here. The people need you.
All right. Ready? Someday I would like to shoot a wedding in Europe.
Jeez, you guys rock.
I think that someday I can be the blank canvas, and it can be whatever you dream it to be.
You have to find it within yourself for what you're passionate about and that what makes you tick. And once you do, you should just run with it. Boundless. Someday I. We are professional photographers, and our wedding photography company is called the Vondys, and our lifestyle photography company is called Shannon Images.
I went to film school originally, but I've always loved photography.
Kind of look away.
So I took as many photography classes as I could in film school. So then I just sort of kept working in the film industry for a while and fell into photography after a few years. I've always loved photography. I used to take photos since I was 7 years old with a camera for my Barbies even. Yeah, it's just sort of been one of those things I've always been really, really passionate about, and I get lucky enough to get to do that for a living with my husband.
I believe change is crucial to developing and evolving as a person. After graduating from college, the economy crashed, and that had a severe impact on the economy and job situation in the Bay Area. So I was finally doing content production and some social media stuff for an online retailer. I met Shannon and fell hopelessly in love, and I spent all my money flying down to see her every weekend. Mm-hmm. She was in LA, and so I finally just quit my job one day, and it felt very liberating and scary. And I moved down here. She was nice enough to let me live with her. And I got a job at a PR firm doing social media, started my own social media consulting firm. But I wasn't enjoying, and I really loved spending time with her, and I enjoyed being creative. And so she was nice enough to offer me a position at her company. And it made me realize it's possible where you can be on one course, but if you want something bad enough, or if you feel that you could be better served in a different field or industry, you can make that leap.
I loved working in movies and TV a lot, but the path that I was on wasn't exactly leading to where ideally I would want to be. I was kind of on the path to become an assistant director, which wasn't necessarily a passion of mine. And then when I started doing photography, I never really thought when I lived in the Midwest that I could do that full time. And when I moved to California, I met a few photographers working in the film industry. And so somebody invited me to come shoot a wedding with her, and I kind of fell into it that way. I worked on a movie called Flipped in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We filmed that. That was actually the last movie I worked on. And Rob Reiner was the director. And he actually took us all to a baseball game, Detroit Tigers game, and I went out and took some pictures. And when I came back, he wanted to see them, so he looked through them and he was like, "Oh, these are really good," And he definitely encouraged me to go in that direction as well.
I think it's important for everyone to get to do something they love. If we didn't have to live in this system of being so dependent on money and healthcare and everything, it's just we would do what we really love. But it's so rare that people get to do what they love or work with someone they love. I mean, it's not all sunshine and rainbows for us. You have really good months or good years, and you have bad months or bad years, and it's how you respond. And I think I was just telling Shannon the other day, the older we get, the more even keel I feel that we are, and we're not overreacting to highs or lows too much. You have to make sure you really love something. Photography obviously wasn't like the biggest love of mine, or I would have been doing it when I met Shannon, but she is my biggest love. And through getting to work with her, I've fallen in love with photography. And it's not even so much taking pictures, I love hanging out with these couples. I love getting to experience different wedding like every week or every other week, and I get to work with my best friend, and not many people get to say that. Someday I would like to retire, but someday I would love to shoot a wedding in Europe, especially with my best friend.
Who?
Jack.